Professor Vexhalla adjusted her crystalline wings nervously as she watched the security team escort their guest into the xenobiology lecture hall. The Kepler Academy's most advanced students, representing 12 different species from across the Galactic Confederation, sat in perfect silence, their various sensory organs focused on the reinforced containment field that hummed ominously at the center of the amphitheater. Today, class, we examine one of the galaxy's most notorious apex predators, Vexhalla announced, her translator rendering her chittering clicks into standard galactic. Behold, a specimen from Earth, a Class 12 Deathworld. Inside the containment field stood Marcus Rodriguez, a lean human with weathered hands and quiet eyes. He wore simple brown clothing and carried what appeared to be primitive projectile weapons. The student's biosensors immediately detected the cocktail of stress hormones, adrenaline compounds, and combat stimulants that supposedly coursed through all Deathworlder physiology. Observe the predatory stance, Vexhalla continued, gesturing with one of her 4 arms. The forward-facing eyes, evolved for tracking prey. The exposed calcium-based dental weapons. The bipedal locomotion optimized for pursuit hunting. A Centauran student raised her serpentine neck. Professor, why does it appear so calm? Indeed, Marcus stood with his hands clasped behind his back, occasionally nodding politely at the various students. When a young Tyrillian accidentally knocked over his hydration unit, Marcus stepped forward instinctively. The entire class recoiled, but Marcus simply picked up the container and handed it back with what their translators interpreted as a reassuring vocalization pattern. Fascinating, whispered Professor Vexhalla. Classic predator behavior. Gaining the trust of prey before. Actually, Marcus interrupted gently, his voice carrying clearly through the containment field's audio system, I was just helping the kid out. That's what we do. The professor's mandibles clicked in confusion. Specimen, you were not given permission to communicate. Marcus tilted his head. Specimen. I'm a guest lecturer. Captain Torres said you wanted someone to talk about hunting techniques on Earth. He gestured to his equipment. I brought some traditional bow hunting gear to demonstrate. The class erupted in confused chatter. A Valerian student's tentacles writhed anxiously. But you're from a death world. Your planet's gravity is 1.3 times standard. Your atmosphere contains a corrosive oxygen mixture. Your weather systems include frozen precipitation and superheated liquid falling from the sky. Yeah, Minnesota gets pretty rough in winter, Marcus agreed. But hunting deer there taught me patience, respect for nature, and how to provide for my family. That's what real hunting is about, sustainability, responsibility, understanding your environment. The Kepler Academy's threat assessment systems have been monitoring Marcus since his arrival. They detected no elevated aggression markers, no predatory pheromones, no signs of the berserker rage that Deathworld studies suggested was inherent to human psychology. Instead, when he spoke about his hunting experiences, the readings showed patterns associated with reverence, contemplation, and deep ecological awareness. But the literature states that humans are persistence predators, Vexhalla protested. Your ancestors chased prey across vast distances until they collapsed from exhaustion. Sure, Marcus nodded. And that same persistence made us excellent marathon runners, helped us migrate across continents, and taught us to never give up on problems worth solving. My grandmother ran marathons until she was 75. Same evolutionary trait, different application. A small Epsilon Radani student trembled behind her protective barrier. Aren't you going to hunt us? Marcus looked genuinely shocked. Hunt you? Your people. Your kids trying to learn about the universe. I've got 3 daughters back home, I'm a science teacher, just like Professor Vexhalla. The only thing I want to hunt today is some good questions about ecological balance and ethical wildlife management. The containment field powered down as the security systems registered their error. Marcus stepped forward, and instead of chaos, something unprecedented occurred. The galaxy's most diverse group of young minds leaned in to learn from someone who represented not the savage brutality they'd been taught to fear, but the deep wisdom that comes from truly understanding one's place in the natural world. Professor Vexhalla realized she would need to rewrite the entire Deathworld curriculum. Apparently, the most dangerous thing about humans wasn't their capacity for violence, it was their capacity for completely appending everything the galaxy thought it knew about them.